Good? Live? Sweet. Hey everybody, welcome back to FAQ Friday.
Yes, it's been a while.
It's
It's
been
been a
a
couple
while.
weeks. We've been on vacation, so sorry.
Yeah, for those of you guys that follow us on our Instagram or on our Facebook, you've seen that we were in Arizona 3 weeks ago. We were in Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach 2 weeks ago. Last week we were in Carpinteria in Santa Barbara. So it's kind of nice. I'm kind of looking forward to this weekend, being able to be here in town. I don't know if we're going to be relaxing a whole lot because actually we're going to be in the office tomorrow taking care of more clients. So, but it's going to feel good to be here in town and relax and enjoy and hang out with the kids and the family. Hopefully I get a chance to see my mom because I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah. But we're really excited to get back into the FAQ because there's a lot of information out there, and like I said, it's important to plan. So today's topic is
your retirement workout routine. So just like a lot of us that go to the gym religiously, regularly, a few times throughout the week, we have a kind of a routine, right, that we go through. We get to the gym, this is what we're gonna do, here's what we're gonna start with, all the different things.
right.
Well, guess what? Your retirement plan, you should have the same type of routine, same type of setup.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's why we try to incorporate, the working out with also planning for retirement, because it's easier once you've already created the habit. It just becomes like your routine when you get up, or whether you work out in the afternoon, or however your routine is. It just becomes part of your habit, and so it's really important to establish that no matter what age you're at or you're thinking about it. But now's the time to start. So we're going to go ahead and break it up into 4 different sections.
And just to give you an overview, so the 4 different steps that Adela just mentioned was, you're gonna step 1, you have to set your goal. Step 2 is you got to make a plan. So just like when you go to the gym, you got to have an idea of what you want your workout to be. Step 2 is you got to make a plan, right? You got to know which machines you're going to use or whatnot, or what plans to implement. Step 3 is to figure out what's needed. And step number 4 is to commit to it.
Right.
And so like it's showing you on the screen behind us, those are those 4 steps and an overview as to what your retirement plan should look like. I think a lot of times people, honestly, they don't
know how to start. They don't even know how to make a plan. They don't even know. They kind of think that they have an idea of what it should look like, and they talk to their coworkers, they talk to family, they talk to their parents, and then it's kind of, you got all this information and you don't know what to do with it. And so first, I would say everybody is different.
Yeah.
Everybody's goals, everybody's desires, how they want to see retirement is different than your parents, than your neighbors, than your coworkers, than your siblings. So
well, the holidays in general are a good time to kind of like get a reminder, right? Like, oh yeah, it's the holidays. It's Thanksgiving's next week. Christmas is in a few more weeks. New Year's is coming. God willing, 2021 is not 2020.
Fresh start.
But it's always a reminder, like, what are my goals? What did I accomplish last year? How does my retirement look? Do I got to make any adjustments? Your life insurance policies. When was the last time you reviewed your policies? Who are your beneficiaries? Are you still married to that person?
Right.
Who knows, right? 2020's been a funky year, so it's a great time. The holidays are a great time as a reminder during your downtime when you have time off to set up a time with us and at least get your stuff reviewed if you already have stuff in place.
Yeah.
So let's get into your retirement workout routine. Step 1 is set a goal.
Yeah.
Right? That's the number 1 thing.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the hardest part that people actually have is meeting with us.
Yeah. And one of the things I always say, like, what do you want retirement to look like?
That's
do you want to travel?
Good question.
Do you plan to downsize? Do you plan to expand and have multiple homes? Do you plan to take care of grandkids? Do you plan to continue working or not work? Do you want an early retirement? How much income do you want? And so those are the questions you start, asking yourself what that retirement goal looks like. And so what we like to do is have those discussions, what also are your concerns? Are taxes a concern? Is long-term care a concern? Health issues, medical expenses, all of those things, those are things you should start talking about so that you know how to incorporate that in the plan, in establishing the goal. And so we like to reverse engineer it backwards.
Yeah, and a lot of that is depending on where you are at today. What age are you in your 20s? Are you in your 30s? Are you in your 40s? Are you in your 50s? And you're like, hey, I'm 55 and I need to make a plan.
Right.
So a lot of step number one, setting a goal, is really just depending on where you're at in your life. Do you have kids? Do you not have kids? Are you newlyweds?
Right.
Are you newly divorced? So that's number one. Step number one is to set a goal.
Yep.
Okay, step number two, should be number two, okay, it is, is to make a plan, right? Set a plan in place. Question is when was the last time you ever sat down with anybody, is not only one to set a goal, but now to actually put together the blueprint?
Right.
Right, just like when you're gonna build a house, you don't just like put the floor down and
put up some planks.
Put up some planks and be like, well, we'll start here. What do? You get a blueprint, you get an engineer.
Someone that knows the product, someone that knows, retirement, the ins and outs of it, the intricates of it, understands taxes, understands, different options that are available for you. Because a lot of times, you have your job and oftentimes you're not taking advantage of what the job offers. And sometimes some jobs don't even offer anything.
Or let's just say you are taking advantage of a 401k. That's not a plan, guys. Saying, when I talk to you and you're like, oh, well, my plan is I got a 401k through my work. That's not a plan. That's a product.
Right.
Understand the difference, right? A plan is knowing how to go from A to B to C to D to E. A product is, I have a car. That's the biggest difference. Is when I talk to people like, oh yeah, my retirement plan is I got a 401k at my job. Sorry, bro, that's not a plan. That's a product, and you don't even know if that's the best one for you,
right?
Because you never looked at it.
Yeah, and you don't know how much you should contribute.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times, we can do a paycheck analysis, evaluate your paycheck, plug it into our calculation, and determine like, hey, maybe you should be putting in 5% or 6%, or redirect that. Let's put up the max of the 3% and reallocate these funds into a tax-free strategy. And so, or set up an IRA outside of your employer so that you can capitalize on additional tax savings. So again, making a plan is having this discussion with somebody that knows what's available for you.
Yeah, good point. And step number three, right? Step three, yep. Figure out what is needed.
Yeah.
Okay, so you set a goal. You have a plan in place. Now, what products are going to help you get there?
That's true. Because the biggest thing, like I say, it's all great. You need to save. Whether you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, even your 60s, you need to save. You need a plan because back in the day, it was the three-legged stool. You had a pension, you had Social Security, and your own personal savings. And so the problem is that the three-legged stool, pensions are going away. Social Security is $1 trillion deficit, maybe quadrillion. And no one saved because they basically plan to have the pension take care of everything or your Social Security. So again, figuring out what is needed to get you to your goal. So it could be tax deferred, it could be tax exempt, a combination of both. So there's a lot of different things to address moving forward.
And also figuring out what is needed, it also means like the back end. Okay, when you retire, are you going to have health insurance? Are you going to have life insurance in retirement? Because if you're one of these guys that tells me, oh, I'm good with life insurance, Ariel, I got it through my job. Well, that's great while you're working for them, but what if you get laid off between now and then? What if you retire and it stays with the company?
Right.
Now you're in your 60s, 70s, and now you need a policy. And a lot of times people will tell me, well, I don't need a life insurance policy if I'm already in my 60s or 70s. Well, if you're one of these guys that actually saved, you may not. But what if you're the 98% that did save correctly and you still need life insurance? So a lot of it is number one, you have a goal. Number two, make a plan. Number three, now what products are actually going to help you?
Yeah, and another thing to touch on that is long-term care.
Yeah,
Right,
oh,
because
long-term care is
health
huge.
is the biggest one that kind of bulldozes a retirement plan.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that structured on the back end, and especially when you're younger, it's cheaper to have that plan in place. Because you don't know, it's the what ifs. You're taking a gamble that health is gonna be great, you know, you're gonna be working and you're gonna have money and all this stuff, but what if a health issue arises and it
Yeah,
just
you think
kinda gets sidelined?
you think health insurance or health costs are a lot now? Wait till you get into your 60s.
Right, so the statistics say that it's about $268,000 for a married couple in retirement that they will have to pay for medical expenses.
Yeah.
So again, if you don't have that $265,000 set aside, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, so you gotta have other products that'll help you bridge that gap and help you fill those holes where you didn't save. There's products that'll help you do that.
Right.
But again, you gotta plan and you gotta know what products are gonna help you.
And talk to somebody.
Yeah, definitely talk to somebody. Obviously, we love to have the opportunity to earn your business,
Right.
but at the end of the day, whether it's with us or not, talk to somebody. So remember, let's recap. And then step number 1, set a goal. Step number 2, make a plan. Step number 3, figure out what is needed for you. And finally, step number 4, commit, right?
Yes.
Boom, right there. Commit to complete.
Right. It is so much easier doing the things that you want to do when you have a plan in place.
Yeah.
You're executing it on a monthly basis, and you're feeling like you're moving forward year after year after year. Because a lot of times, people will say, "Oh well, I'm not really making a whole lot of money, so I'll just wait until I get a new job and I'm making more money." Well, then 5-7 years go down the road, and you never even started. So you miss all those years of saving even $20 or $15. $25 makes an additional like $5,200.
Well, the whole part of committing to a plan is it's like a lot of times people don't get started because they, like Adela said, they don't feel like they're making enough money. Well, that's not the point. It's like you saying, "I'm gonna go to the gym when I get in better shape."
Yeah.
That's kind of a backwards thinking, right? Well, you saying, "I'm gonna go commit a plan and set up a plan and meet with these people that are gonna help me when I have money."
Right.
Look, if you don't have money now, chances are in 10 years from now, you're not gonna have money then either.
Sure.
It is the way it is, and your habits are the same.
Yeah, exactly. You
So
have to create
what
a
I'm gonna
habit.
say is that part of commitment is meeting with us so that way we can fit something around your budget today. I don't care if it's $100, $200, $500, whatever it is, figuring out what is in your budget today. And let's say you don't have a budget and you don't even know what that is. Well, at least allow us to sit down with you and figure out how to maximize what you're contributing to your employer.
Right.
Like Adela was saying, through your paycheck. She can figure out, she has a software where she can figure out down to the T how you can contribute more to your employer and still bring home the same.
Right. Yeah, and it's kind of like set it and forget it, so it's established through your check, and so you don't really miss it. And so there's a lot of additives to planning, but again, commit to saving for retirement, because if you do not save, if you do not have a 401k, if you don't have an IRA, and you're not saving, there is no retirement for you, because most companies do not offer pensions any longer. So if you're one of the rarities that have a pension, great. Take advantage of it, complement it with an additional savings, supplemental savings to bridge that gap. But again, take advantage of it, commit to saving for your future. So you're either gonna sacrifice today for tomorrow, or you're gonna sacrifice your tomorrow for today.
Yeah. So I hope you guys take this information and actually utilize it and understand there is a game plan that we have that we can help you with. But the number one thing is, step number 1 is you got to set a goal. You got to sit down with us, know what your goals are, how do you want to retire, how do you want it to look, and then we have the tools and the resources, obviously, that we're going to sit down with you and show you how to go from 1, 2, 3 to 4, and God willing, if we're still here, not us in the business, I'm talking about if the end times don't happen. That you at least have a plan in place to know that if when you're ready to retire, you can, and you can actually retire well and have a quality of life in retirement.
Exactly, and that's the biggest difference, is just giving you the information, making you feel empowered and educated about what the resources are available to you, so you feel knowledgeable making the decisions that best suit you, not your family, but you.
Yeah.
So again,
So-
I hope you got a lot of information.
Yeah.
Out
Have a
of
great
this.
Thanksgiving.
Yes, have a blessed Thanksgiving, and again, reach out to us, message us. You know-
Comment below on this video. You can direct message us if it's on Facebook, if it's on Instagram, you can DM us,
Right.
or just, you know, reach out to us on any one of those other platforms, and we'll make sure to get back to you. But if nothing else, man, take this information and apply it, because I promise you it'll change your future.
Yeah.
So,
Thank
we
you.
good?